Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As I said in the last video, we were going to get new wheels on the car, so I figured we'd start with that. As you can see, we did throw on some TE37s in black. I think these are called the Black Edition 3s. I'm not entirely sure, but I think that's correct. These are 18 by 9.5 with a 43 offset, plus 43 offset. It's pretty fresh. We are running the Advan AO 52 tire in I think it's a 265/35/18. To be honest, I feel like I could have gotten a bigger tire as this car is so wide and there's so much room. But for now, this works. I can't complain. These wheels really help push the tire out and give it a more flush look. Which is funny because the stock tires that came on the car were actually 265/35/18, the same exact size, but the offset on the wheels were so high that it really sunk the wheel and tire in. And it didn't look horrible, but this definitely looks a lot better. For everyone wondering about hub-centric rings, I personally recommend them. I know you don't have to run them, but I think it gives the wheel a more snug fit and they're less likely to have any issues down the road. These are the Project Kicks hub-centric rings. I'm not entirely sure what the size is, but I know they only offer them in gold from Project Kicks. I know other companies make them in, I think, silver, but I personally like the gold look. But yes, if you are wondering, I would recommend running hub-centric rings on pretty much all wheels that recommend them. Onto the rear here, we are pretty much flush, just like the front. One thing I noticed is that I think the car came with a little negative toe, as when I put these wheels on, it looks like there is a little negative toe from the factory, which I'm like a little bummed about because I just got the car. It has less than 1,000 miles, and if I want these tires to really last, I'm probably going to have to get the car aligned, but it's not the end of the world, but I wish Honda had just aligned the car a little better. I really do think with the new wheels, this car looks amazing. Obviously, we're going to have to do something about the ride height, but there is really nothing out for this car at the moment. I know Spoon just released a few parts like the brake lines and the clutch slave line, which I did order, so we will be throwing those on. But other than that, I mean, there really isn't too much. I am happy, obviously, like I said, to get the wheels on. I think it improves the look of the car tremendously, but there really is, it's really slim pickings out there for the FL5 guys. It just looks so good with the new wheels. The fitment is so much better. I've been reading online that the Sonic Gray Pearl gets some hate. I'm not really sure why, because I think this car looks amazing in person. I think with the black wheels, it really looks, it just makes the car look so good. How could you not love that? One thing I was reading too, and I kind of have to agree, are that I think the side mirrors are a little too round for a car like this. I wish they'd kind of made them a little more sporty. As you can see from the near side, they're kind of huge. But I think the aftermarket will fix that eventually. One other thing we did get for the car is the June oil filler cap in red. I think it looks really good with the engine, but that's about everything we've done to the engine bay. As like I said, there's nothing really out yet for the car. A few parts I do want to install are the ARP extended wheel studs for the Type R. I pretty much do this to every car I own. I think it not only makes the car look better, but I think it also makes getting the wheels on and off just a little bit easier. It gives you something more, gives you a little bit more bite when you kind of lift the wheel up, and it gives you something longer that you can just kind of slam the wheel onto and get the lug nuts right on and get the wheel tight. And then a couple other things I got the Spoon oil filler magnetic drain plug for the transmission and the engine, and I'm not really sure how to say this. I think it's a cutie, but I did get the shifter linkage bushing, which I have told is pretty easy to do. You can do it right there in the engine bay, so we'll get that done eventually. But that's pretty much all the parts I have so far for the car. Like I said, not really a whole lot out there yet. So, oh, and I did get some LEDs from Type R LED. We're going to be replacing some of these lights in the car with some brighter LEDs, but eventually these are the parts that will be going on the car. So I know a lot of people online have been curious about what the new cluster looks like in the new Type R. As you can see, I have mine set to individual mode. This is, this is customizable to the driver. I personally like the way the R Plus cluster looks the best. It kind of focuses more just on the tach, and it shows the miles per hour right in the middle. Everything you kind of really need when driving spiritedly. You don't really need anything else. Over here you can see Honda displays most of the essential stuff that you probably want to know if you were on the track, like water temp, oil pressure. That's the external air temp, so the temperature outside the car, intake air temp, and boost pressure. I know you are able to log this data, let's say if you're on the track, and you can, I know Honda has some kind of scoring system that has some kind of scoring system that will kind of tell you how good of a driver you are, I guess, but I've never really used it and probably won't use it. I don't know if I really need Honda telling me how bad of a driver I am. But I do like this. In most of my cars I've ever had in the past, these are aftermarket gauges I would have to install somewhere in the car or have some kind of readout, but I like how Honda just gives it to you, which is actually very convenient. I think one of the coolest things actually is when you step on the brake, the little brake light in the car and the screen lights up. I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I think when you turn the steering wheel, if I'm not mistaken, no, maybe it's just when you're moving, but I think when you're moving and when you actually make a turn, the car actually turns in the screen as well. I can show you guys the different modes right now. So right now, focus there. There we go. Right now I'm in individual mode. I'm pretty sure this is sport mode. So it gives you the traditional style tach and speedometer, but nothing super crazy. And then I think if you go to comfort mode, it pretty much looks exactly the same. If I hit right here, plus R mode, it takes you to the same screen that I have set on my individual mode. I think the steering in plus R mode is a little too heavy, so at least for daily driving, and the suspension is a little too tight. So I have the same exhaust note, the same cluster here, but everything else is pretty much almost like comfort mode, where it makes daily driving just a little more comfortable. Oh, for everyone wondering what number Type R I got, I have number 830. There honestly isn't that much out on the market yet as far as FL5 parts go. We did replace the shift knob. I've been ordering shift knobs from this company called Latheworks. This guy Chris runs this amazing company, and he makes aluminum and titanium and all sorts of parts, shift knobs, anything really you could think of that you could replace with titanium or aluminum, he probably makes for your car. And I ordered this shift knob from his website, and I like the shape. It's got that classic Honda kind of teardrop look, but it's just a little big. It just feels kind of massive in my hands. I mean, I don't have huge hands, but it just feels a little big. Also, for all you FL5 guys who are wondering how the shift collar boot works, I just found out you just kind of twist it, and it should just pop down like that. So you just don't force it, but just twist it till it gives, and you should be able to push it down to reveal the nut in there that you can loosen or tighten if you have a shift knob that has a pattern on it that you want centered, and you can use this nut to adjust the thread length of the knob so you can get it perfect. I personally choose shift knobs that don't have any patterns on them or anything, so it just makes it easy. I just thread it all the way on and we're good to go. And then when you put the shift boot back on, all you do is just twist it till it pops back on and you're good to go. One other thing I did replace are these Type R formats that I got from Honda. They kind of hug the side of the footwell here a little more because it's been raining here in LA a lot, and I noticed the red formats were just getting disgusting, and I wanted to put a swing in for now, at least during the wet season, so that it keeps the carpet and everything a little nicer. These were about $80 I think from Honda. Official Type R logo right there. Nothing crazy, but just a little more protection for the actual red carpet underneath. I'm not a huge fan of rubber floor mats for some reason. I think they kind of take away from the aesthetic look of the interior. Also, I don't really like the feeling of rubber underneath my feet. I know some people who live in, you know, really snowy climates and places where it's a lot wetter most of the year. You know, having rubber floor mats might be the way to go, but for here in LA, this is more than enough. Alright guys, so that's about it as far as an update on the new Type R. Along with the new wheels and the small little parts we got for the car. That's pretty much it as far as what's out on the market. So we will be buying more parts as soon as they start shipping in, and we can start upgrading some things. But like I said, leave a comment, let me know what you think I should do to the car to make it more reliable, or if you just have any suggestions on anything you've heard of that's out for the car yet that I might want to get. So like I said, please leave a comment, give the video a like, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.